Hello everyone, this is Amrita from Informatica GCS. In this video, I'm going to explain about how to create a subscription in CIH. I have already made a video on how to create a publication in CIH. If you want, you can go through that. And in this current video, I would like to create a data integration task to consume the data and use the data integration task in a subscription. Also, I would like to discuss these topics in the video. What is a subscription and various methods to subscribe the data and the subscription mapping and what are the subscription schedules. And we'll go with the demo after discussing all this. Coming to what is a subscription, as the name says, subscription subscribes to the topic. It is an entity that defines how applications consume data from CIH. Also, there is an like we can create multiple subscriptions which can consume data from the same topic. And the other thing, like subscription can consume data into any type of target that IACS can access. The source needs to be the CIH publication repository, and the target can be anything that IACS can access. We'll see what are the subscription methods similar to what we have in the publication, like how we can publish the data. What are the methods that we have in a publication? It's a similar thing that we have in subscription as well. We can either use a data integration task or a file ingestion task or an API to subscribe to the topic. In case of data integration task or API, this will consume the data. Uh, this will consume the data from the publication repository, which is of relational type, whereas a file ingestion task will consume the files from the file store publication repository. So we can configure any of this method in a subscription to consume the data. Coming to what is a subscription mapping. So mapping that we create in data integration, that will include a source and a target. The source will be Cloud Integration Hub publication repository. We will define the topic from which we want to consume the data in the source, and in the target we can select any connection that we want, which we want to consume the data. And the task, what it does is it reads the data from the topic table and consumes the data into target application. Here in the source, we'll be using a CIH cloud connector that will read from the CIH data from the cloud integration hub. Coming to the subscription schedules, schedules define how frequently we want to run the subscription. So you can consume the published data in the following ways. One, we can consume as soon as the topic data gets published. Otherwise, we can manually run the subscription, or else we can use a REST API, which is an external trigger to run a subscription, or else we can use a schedule to run the subscription at defined intervals. We can use any of these ways to consume the published data. Now we'll see the demo. I opened the integration hub. In this integration hub, I have opened the topic. This one I have already created this topic in the previous video, which is how to create a publication in CIH. So there I created a topic and I have used a publication to publish data into this topic. Now I'm using the same topic to consume the data with the help of a subscription. Now let me show you what are the tables this topic is having. I've created only one table, which is employee demo, and this employee demo we have the following these many columns in it: department, employee ID, name, instance date, and instance ID. I am using this topic table employee demo, and I need to create a mapping which consumes data that has been published in this into this employee demo table, topic table. This is the publication that is associated with this topic, which actually publishes the data to this topic table. Now let me create a mapping that consumes the data which is present in this topic table. Let me open data integration tab. mapping, create. So for the subscription mapping, as we already discussed, source should be a CIH publication repository and target can be anything that ISAs can access. Source, let me select CIH connection, Cloud Integration Hub. In the object, I need to select the topic table from which I want to consume the data, which is topic employee demo. Employee demo is the topic table. We can see the fields coming from this topic table: employee ID, name, department. This is instance date and the instance ID. Now in the target, I'm using a flat file connection. And I'm creating an object during runtime. Like I'm selecting this option. I have selected this create new at runtime and I've given some random name to this file. This will create the file at runtime. So in the target fields, there won't be anything because we haven't selected any existing target. So let it be like this. And in the source, we need to parameterize the connection that we have given. Clicking on OK. Now we can validate as mapping. I'm saving the mapping and we need to create a mapping task from this. Select the runtime environment. Next. Sources, as we have given parameter, we need to select the connection name, Cloud Integration Hub. Next. In the schedule, I'm selecting this executive mode as verbose. I'm clicking on finish. Now mapping task is done. We need to use this mapping task in the subscription and we can run the subscription. Back to Integration Hub page. Now let me create an application for the subscription. Let me name it as application employee subscription. So this basically consumes the data from the topic. Let me save this application. Here in this application, I am creating a new subscription. Let me name this subscription employee demo. Okay. So the mode here in subscription, we have three options: enable, pause, or disable. Subscription, which is an enable state, we can run it using a scheduled or external API, or we can run it manually. But if it is an disabled or paused state, we cannot run as per the schedule or using an external API. I'm selecting the enable mode only. In the consumption method, as we have created a mapping task, I'm using this option, data integration task, consume data, unbound subscription. So this is like a subscription method where it is not restricted to specific publication instance. Suppose if we select this unbound subscription, it will consume all the data that is existing in the publication repository. So it doesn't uh, like it doesn't check which publication has published the data into the topic. Irrespective of the publication instances, it will consume all the data that is present in the topic. Okay, as we have the only publication associated with the topic that we want to consume, I'm leaving this option, not selecting it. And topic, I'm selecting this employee demo. Uh, we can select multiple topics which we want to consume the data, and we have an option for we can give optional topics as well, but this applies for only compound subscription. Compound subscription as in like we can consume data from multiple topics when we select this option, optional topics. And in the task, I'm giving the one which we have created, mapping task 13. Here as well we have the batch size, we can define how many records we want to read in a batch. That this actually cloud integration hub connector will read the how many number of records that CIH connector can read in a single batch. We can define that in this read batch size. Coming to the scheduling, we have an extra option called when published data is ready. So this option, we have it in subscription. So the subscription can run as soon as the published data is ready in the topic. So this will run immediately when we select this option after that published data is ready. Otherwise, we can select a manual run, like we can run the subscription manually, or with the help of an API, we can do that. Otherwise, we can select the schedule. This is similar to what we have in a publication. This is all about scheduling part, and I'm just selecting manual trigger, and we have something called data to consume. This one, like when we have a subscription that is configured to run manually or an external trigger or by schedule, there might be multiple files available in the topic at this scheduled time or when we are running it manually. So at that particular time, do we want to consume all the available publications or the latest publication? We can select, we can choose among this two options if we want to consume all the publications or the latest publication only. And in the retry policy, like whenever subscription fails to consume the data, we can configure how many times we can we want to retry, like how many times we want subscription to retry. We can give number of times that we want to retry. If the maximum value up until which we can retry is 9, and we can give the interval as well. I'm not using this option currently as of now. We click on save. Subscription created successfully, and we can see it in the application. Now we can run this manually. Before running the subscription manually, I need to publish the data to the topic so that subscription can able to consume the data from that topic. Let me go to the topic. So here in the topic diagram, we can see what are the associated publications and subscriptions to this particular topic. Now, as we have created subscription and associated with this topic, I need to publish the data into this topic using a publication so that subscription can able to consume. Let me run this publication and see publication started successfully. In the events page, we can see the publication is running. You can see the event status. Event status is complete now, but the consumption status, we can see it has delayed because we haven't configured subscription to run when the published data is ready. We have selected manual trigger for the subscription. So as the subscription didn't subscribe or consume data from the topic, we can see the status as delayed. Once we run the subscription, We can run it here itself from the topic table. Sorry, from the topic diagram. Run subscription started successfully. Here in the events, we can see subscription event status as complete, and the consumption status also successful, like it is final. Uh, Before it is in delayed state, after the consumption happened, when we run the subscription, the consumption status now it shows as final. Let me check if the target file is that created dynamically during runtime when I run the subscription. I'm going to the directory where the target file will be created dynamically. So this is the target employee demo. Let me check the data inside it. So we can see the data has been pushed into this target file. You can see the column names, the instance date, the publication instance date, and the publication instance ID. This will give the date exactly when the data got published in the topic, and the ID as well. We can see the instance ID, which is this. We can compare it with the event ID. So we can see that published event ID, publication event ID, that will be the same. So this is all about the subscription, how we can consume data in the CIH. By this, we come to the end of this video. You can go through the below documentation link for more details. And we would like to hear your feedback. Please provide your feedback using below options. Thank you for watching this video.